Today is Thursday. It is the 18th of the month of February, and we thank you for being with us on Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
I'm Pat Garner.
Pat, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad you're here. We're broadcasting from Studio A2 here in the courthouse, Wayne County. And Kate's on assignment. Again. And that's okay. Kate's so busy, doing a great job. Today is, we mentioned this yesterday, today is National Battery Day. So happy double A's to you, okay? Or triple A's, in fact. Okay, I'm a 9-volt kind of guy myself, all right? It's okay. Let's see what we have. The 15th annual State of the Child Conference is coming up, University of Mount Olive, and this will be on March 11th. And if you want information about this, I'm telling you, there is so much that is going to be done at this conference. They're going to cover a ton of topics, including healthy children, suicidal and parasuicidal behaviors in adolescence, meeting the unmet needs of exceptional children. They will also be covering such topics as darkness to light, so you think you can work with others, building communities, autism, the Affordable Health Care Act. That's just a handful of the topics that's going to be discussed and covered at this workshop, the State of the Child Conference, March 11th at the University of Mount Olive, beginning at 8:30 that morning. It'll go all day. The cost, I believe they said, was 30 bucks, right?
That's right.
Well, that covers everything, including lunch. So for 30 bucks, you get all this information, and you get to attend this workshop. And all workshops and speakers will be at the Raper building there on campus, University of Mount Olive. And if you have any questions, you can call Courtney. Courtney's number 919-587-0333. 587-0333. You know, we had Courtney and Amanda in the studio here a few days ago. All right.
Yes, we did.
That's right. So anyway, 587-0333. Okay. And what do you have, ma'am?
Coming up tonight, actually, at 7:30 at the University of Mount Olive, they have their hymn festival.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And it is located at the Hazel Waters Carnegie Assembly Hall, and it starts at 7:30.
All right.
And it is free. Free.
I got a message from Pierre Protz, and Pierre is a big supporter and working big with, of course, Wayne County's Brain Injury Support Group. And she's asking everyone to attend a meeting at the Peggy Seeger Senior Center on the Brain Injury Support Group the second Saturday of each month at the Seeger Senior Center on East Ash Street. The second Saturday of the Senior Center at Seeger's on East Ash.
Kind of like a tongue twister there.
No, yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah. Anyway, they want to provide support to those who have survived brain injury, also to their family and their friends. Now, if you know someone with a brain injury, it would certainly, it would be very bright of you to go and attend these meetings the second Saturday of each month at the Seeger Senior Center on East Ash. This is great. You get so much information. You get so much support. Pierre is a passionate advocate for this. I've known her many years, and this is what she does. She's so good at it. In fact, her brother, a good friend of mine, is a victim of brain injury, and he's an amazing person. So you need to go to this. If you know someone, if there's someone in your family, or if you yourself are a victim of brain injury. The second Saturday of each month at 2001 East Ash, the former Sportsman's World building on East Ash Street in Goldsboro. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
You ready to do some walking? No?
Well, I like Fats Domino. He did a great song, I'm Walking. I'm walking. Yes, indeed. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Go and Go is hosting spring walks, and they're on Saturday starting at 9 o'clock. And this Saturday, it will be at Old Waynesboro Park. And you meet at the back parking lot, and it's at 801 U.S. Bypass South.
That's right across from the National Guard Armory on Highway 117 South.
That's it.
Bypass. And those trails back in there are just fantastic.
Yep. And they have 4 trails you can choose from.
I bet you don't, first of all, how many people know we have an Old Waynesboro Park? That is just a fantastic place, and it's ours. I mean, it started out as a state park, but the state gave it up. So it's our park. It's got some fantastic there's the old Waynesboro Village, those beautiful old buildings out there that have been restored. And the walking trails out back next to the river are just amazing. You will love them. You got to go out there and try that out. Just go check it out. That's this Saturday, right?
This Saturday, yes.
All righty. All right, here's our trivia question for today before we go to our interview. Oh boy, okay. Here's another one. Oh, okay. What's the largest country in Asia? The largest country in Asia is, okay? If you know the answer, call 919-555-5555-5541. We'll go to our interview and we'll be back.
Oh my gosh. No, you did not do that.
Our guest today is a gentleman I've known many, many years, Mr. Bobby Jones. Bobby, it's good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for being with us.
Glad to be here.
Bobby is a spokesperson for the Down East Coal Ash Coalition. Now, that's something that's been in the news over the last few years. It's something that is quite a controversial topic, depending on to whom you're listening. But I understand that with the Down East Coal Ash Coalition, that you're going to offer meetings and try to get people together to talk about this.
Right.
Maybe some understanding will come out of this, and maybe some people will be able to better make decisions about how they want to approach this. First of all, tell us about the coalition.
Okay, we're a coalition that was formed. We're probably about a year old now with the Down East Coal Ash Coalition. We encompass Wayne County, City of Goldsboro, Wayne County. As you know, in 1951, Duke Energy made a coal-fired electricity production plant actually out in the Rosewood area, on Old Smithfield Road.
Yeah.
And that produced coal ash, which is the residue from coal after it's burned.
Yeah, people, it's like like when you're burning coal.
Right.
It's what's left over after after all the solids are burned off. It's ash.
Right. Everybody who's in my area, had the opportunity to burn some.
To burn coal, yeah.
Yeah, but in my house, one of my responsibilities was to remove that coal from there, But we didn't produce, millions and millions of tons of it. And there were millions and millions of tons, and it lasted from roughly 1951 to 2012.
And make a point, if you would, that the coal was burned. It was used to generate electricity.
Right.
Which we all need and use.
Right.
And you can imagine with millions and millions of people using electricity that it certainly took a lot of coal.
It took a lot of coal.
A lot of coal.
A lot of coal.
And after the coal is burned, you're left with coal ash residue.
Right. And consequently, that ash was deposited and deposited in ponds. Now, please be aware of the fact that coal ash and is often referred to as fly ash because when it's burning, it flies all through the air and that type of thing. So it landed all over the county, and we're concerned that it has gotten into the water, groundwater, and et cetera, and that type of thing. And so once that coal ash was accumulated, it was stored in areas and they became ponds. Now I moved back here in 1990, but I grew up here. I was a little fella here, and I remember playing in Quaking Pond and fishing. Some of my best catches out of there. We ate those fish. I played in that water, so I've got my share of coal ash, that type of thing. But fortunately, I moved away and was away for a long time, unlike the residents that were born here and that live here and that type of thing. So now we have the coal ash ponds. The water I did a presentation to the county commissioners about a month or two ago,
Right.
and it showed how the residue was leaking out of ponds into the Neuse River and that type of thing. So, so as a result, a lot of people have it is our impression, have come in contact with it either through ingestion or whatever. And coal ash has got some pretty dangerous chemicals in it. Heavy metals is what it's called. Everything from arsenic to hexafluoride chromium, manganese, you know, that type of thing. So it's got some pretty poisonous stuff in it. And when I moved back here in 1990, one of the things I noticed throughout this county was a lot of people had cancer. A lot of people had diabetes. A lot of people had respiratory disease, heart conditions, a lot of autism in our children. And I didn't do any formalized empirical research, but it just seems odd to me, a country boy like myself, that there were just a lot of people that were suffering from that. So, and when I became aware of the coal ash that was going on in Wayne County, and the people that were trying to come together to try to educate the rest of the citizens about this, it was like you know, it clicked. It all came together. And there's a lot of research that has been done, and this is who the Down East Coal Ash Coalition represent. And I just want to add that we also have joined with other coalitions across the state, and we're called Act Against Coal Ash. So these are coalitions all across the state of North Carolina that's in communities that's impacted by coal ash.
So if someone did a search on the internet for Act Against Coal Ash, they would come up with a website, and several websites, in fact, I imagine.
Right.
The Bobby, I'm sure it's understood that this is a controversial topic. I'm also sure, and that I know of no one who would say that it's not a problem. All sides, agree or disagree, know that we face a problem here with coal ash. The question would be how to deal with it, how to compromise to reach an agreement so that everybody is happy and healthy after the end result.
Well, yes, and one of the major tenets of what we're trying to do is educate the public to let them know of what's out there, or if they're going to a physician that have a condition that can't be identified or whatever, let them know that you've been exposed to coal ash and that type of thing. And I think unfortunately a lot of people are drinking the water and don't realize that it could have contaminants that could cause their illness. So our efforts are to clearly educate the public, be as proactive as we can at this late juncture, and try to arrest the poisoning, if you will, and then maybe interject some accountability at some level.
At the time you and I got together here and recorded this program, you were about to have a meeting on the 11th, which is Thursday, but now this program is actually airing after that.
Okay.
So when is the next meeting to be held by your organization?
Okay, we have a couple of events that are going to be occurring that's very important for the community. The first one will be occurring the 25th of February. Right. And that's going to be held at St. Mark Church, Disciples of Christ.
On West Ash Street?
Right.
West Ash Street.
Right.
And near 795.
Right. And it's going to be held at 6 o'clock. And it's going to be a viewing of coal ash films. And there's no better way for the community to come out and get some awareness and some education of what coal ash is and the impact that it has had on communities. In particular, if we're not proactive in trying to respond to it. Okay. And then on March the 10th, the Department of Environment and Quality is going to be having a classification meeting at Wayne Community College, and that's going to be 6 o'clock. And they're talking about reclassifying the levels of the coal ash.
Oh,
for,
okay.
For removal and that type of thing.
All
right. We're one of the sites that have been chosen to have the coal ash moved, and we don't know all the details. We don't know what the final decision, because some changes have made. We've been told some things, and other things have happened. But like I say, our main concern is for the community to be aware, so the community can be involved, and just to protect our citizens. That's
Indeed.
basic.
Indeed. So that everybody knows what's going on, and from that information, make intelligent decisions.
Right.
And approach it from that. So you have an email or a website that we can go to?
Sure. It's Down East Coal-Ash.
DowneastCoalAsh.org. Okay.
One word.
All one word. DowneastCoalAsh.org.
And a phone number if you need to make contact with them is our 919-580-0776. Nobody has to leave a message, of course.
580-0076.
580.
That's what I meant.
0776.
580-0776.
You got it.
Really? 580-0776. I got it, man.
Okay.
Bobby Jones is the spokesperson for the Down East Coal Ash Coalition. I strongly recommend that you read what you can, learn what you can about this controversial topic, find out what's right for you in your particular case, attend the meetings, and if you have any questions at all, go to downeastcoalash.org or call 919-580-0776. I got it. Okay, Bobby,
Okay.
thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Take
Okay.
care. All right.
Our guest today, we want to welcome Steve Cross to the studio. Steve's the IT director here. How you doing, man?
Good.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, and of course, Pat Garner's with us as well. We're going to talk about the new Wayne County website at waynegov.com. All I can say is, wow. A little background history, first of all.
Yeah.
Let me explain what happened now. What happened was that we've been working on a new website over the last year or so, perhaps even longer than that, and the fellow that was in charge of doing that decided he had found greener pastures, and he left. And then all of a sudden, all this was dumped on you.
Yeah, I got an email, and it said,
Guess what?
the new the project manager is Steve Cross. So it was kind of like, just kind of got dumped on me.
And in all fairness, I say dumped on you, but I don't know of anybody else who could do what has been done to it. And you were in that position as IT director, working closely with the website already. So from that point, we were almost done with it, and from that point, you just kind of took the reins and just ran with it. Now, tell me what your process was. What did you run into? Some of the problems you ran into to begin with.
Well, from the very beginning, the website, the format, how it was set up, I really didn't like. Not just my opinion. I had a meeting with the county manager to discuss what the page was going to look like, because the company kind of has a template that they set up based on what you tell them. Of course, I wasn't involved with that process, so I had, when it got handed over to me, their design team had already moved on to other projects, the company that's doing our website. So I wanted all these changes made, and they said, sorry, we can't do it. So I said, well, I think you can. We haven't paid you yet.
That money talks,
Yes.
Funny how that works.
No, so I had a meeting with the county manager, and we had a teleconference with the company, and they agreed to make all of the changes that we requested, and that took some time for that process to
Well, it
take
says a lot
place.
about the company, that they were willing to go the extra mile to make sure that we were happy with the end result.
Yes, yeah. The Civic Plus, they're a very good company. They basically did everything we asked them to do. Which was basically doing it twice, because they did it one time with the other project manager, and then they have to do it all over again with me. So
what's the biggest difference you feel between the old site and the new site?
the new site, without a shadow of a doubt, is much more interactive with the public. And the other big thing is it is mobile friendly, which means the old site, if you brought it up on your phone or your iPad, it's going to be the exact same site
Right.
as if you had it on a big computer screen. It's just crunched down into a little tiny screen. Well, the new mobile site, mobile-friendly site, will adjust, and it's got a separate little page. So it looks great on a phone or an iPad or whatever mobile device you're using. So that is a big improvement right there. There's a lot more interaction. You have, we have Twitter, we have Facebook accounts that can interact. The public can create an account, sign in, and they can interact with Wayne County through a lot of different various means. They can sign up to receive emails or text messages whenever their favorite pages are updated. We don't even have to send them out. If we update a page, we click save and send, and everybody that's signed up for a notification gets a notification. So it's really good. Alert Center. We can set up an alert that displays either on the main page as a large alert or a bar across the top of the screen with a big flashing red light that says, whatever the alert is. It could be weather conditions, could be whatever. We can push it down so every single page has that alert. So if you're on a website and the page refreshes, you're going to say, oh, there's weather conditions in Wayne County.
Right.
Work has been delayed for 2 hours or whatever. So it's just a really good system.
It's a lot more user-friendly.
A lot more user-friendly than what we had before. But
also notice that there's an easy way to just, if you're looking for something in particular, you just type it into the How Do I. Go to the How Do I page.
Yeah. Basically, this website, like any website, you're going to have a menu system. If you're looking for a county department, you just highlight your mouse over government, and all the departments are displayed. The How Do I is another menu, and that has a lot of the most common things that you would be looking for or trying to do on the website. So it's kind of quick links to what you want to do.
And the closer we got to having this web page come to fruition, the more you were involved with it, actually in its makeup and its design and the coding and the writing and all that sort of thing. But this young lady sitting next to you was also instrumental in making all that happen.
Oh yeah. What we had to do was have a training session and train all the departments. Each department assigned what we call a content manager. So they would be responsible for their own page or for their department. So we trained all of the content managers, and one of my heroes out of that training was Pat, because she really took the bull by the horns and learned what she needed to learn to get the system done. And as a result, I relied on her a lot, because I would say, hey Pat, can you take care of this? Can you take care of that? So she ended up being one of my prime go-to people to make sure things, especially the main page, the county commissioners, the county manager, finance, all of these web pages, she was really instrumental in making sure they were done and complete for a deadline. So
now I happen to know that most of this was primarily just your ability to, that you have not
abilities
any
and
formal
initiative.
training.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have had no formal training, that you were able to get into this website and just make things happen.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like anything. Once you get involved with it and start doing it, it becomes fun, and you start learning how to do it. Now I won't say it was a lot of fun for me, because I do have to deal with all the departments.
That's not the fun part. That's not the fun part.
Pat and I together have really, we've been working very diligently on this, and it's not just getting the it's not just doing our pages. We have to look at every page, look at the links. Some of the content managers, didn't have the time to sit down and do some of this stuff, so we had to sit there and move all of the information from the old site, add new links, make sure that everything was working, the images are up to date, the commissioners' agendas are up to date, all of these things. So
the website is, would you call it 99% complete? There's always going to be little things to tweak, little things to reset, little things to change.
Yeah, I mean,
where we are?
I would say that as far as usability, it's probably about 98%.
Okay.
There are things that you're not going to know until somebody clicks on them. Because, you know,
Exactly.
literally we have hundreds and hundreds of pages with links that go to different locations, different places. Obviously, we can't click on every single link, and we don't even have the knowledge of every department to be able to say, hey, this is the right link.
Yeah.
So as we've launched the website, which was, what was it, late last week? Last week. I've had a few emails, a couple of phone calls that said, hey, this link is supposed to be going here. Went out, fixed it immediately. Things like that. So we just need to know that they're broken, or there's something needs to be fixed, or a picture needs to be updated or removed, or, you know.
Okay, so if that is the case, and someone finds a broken link or a picture that's not right, or something is heaven forbid, misspelled, what would they do?
They can,
Contact
one of
you
two
in some way?
things.
What's that?
They can contact their department's content manager first. That would be the first point of contact. If they're not sure what to do, then they can contact now. And unfortunately, I'm going to actually be leaving at the end of this month. So, John Love is my backup for the IT department.
Okay.
So John Love will become the primary, and of course Pat is going to be a big part of that because I think she has more experience than John does, because her and I have worked so closely together. So one of those two, John Love at waynegov.com or pat.garner at waynegov.com.
It's John.Love.
John.Love, yes.
John.Love at waynegov.com.
And he works for the IT department.
And
He's
Pat.Garner.
Yep.
Okay.
And they just contact one of them, and you know, they can get it resolved one way or the other. And if we can't fix it, we have Civic Plus support. We can always elevate it and get them to work on it.
Because it is a new website, and it is a big website, a lot of pages, hundreds of pages, and there's bound to be something that's just not clicking.
Yes.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, maybe a little intended.
But one of the things that matter of fact, I have a meeting with the Human Resource Director this afternoon to go over job applications and things like that. There will be one of the newer features of this website is you can go on and apply for a job online.
We couldn't do that before,
We
could
couldn't do that before.
All right.
There's still some tweaking that needs to be done with that system, but the capabilities there, and eventually that'll be at 100% and be much easier to apply for a job in Wayne County than it was in the past.
Another big advantage to this new website is being able to pay online. Is that correct?
Yes, and right now you can pay, just like in the old website, you can pay your taxes online. This new website, although we have not chosen a contractor yet,
Okay.
we do not have that set up at this point. But at some point, you will be able to pay a lot of different things online, whether it's your library card or permits over in inspections, or whatever. We're going to have multiple departments that are going to be able to pay online at one location. So
Great.
it'll be really good.
So what's the final word on our new website?
It's awesome.
Yeah, at first I had a few doubts when
Did you?
when it got handed over to me. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is this is tough.
It was
This
a bit
is-
overwhelming.
Yeah, it was overwhelming. But the more I'll tell you, Pat will tell you that too. The more we have been involved with it, the more we liked it, because their capabilities. There's so many more capabilities, and there's so many things you can do with this website you couldn't do with the old
Yeah,
website.
that's true.
And I love the fact I can pull it up on my iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
waynegov.com, and boom, it looks great.
And there it is. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Steve, thank you so much. Good luck to you in the future, and we
All
appreciate
right, Wayne.
you being in. Steve
All right,
Cross,
appreciate it. Thank you.
IT Manager, Director, and Owner of the IT Department here at waynegov.com. www.waynegov.com. And Pat Garner, thank you.
you.
Thank you so much. Great job.
All right, thank
All
you.
right. We're back on this Thursday, the 18th of the month of February. Okay. And so we're looking forward to tomorrow, which is the another day. Coming up, what?
I was going to say, don't say it.
No. In celebration of Black History Month, February is Black History Month. The drama team at the Peggy Seeger Senior Center is inviting one and all to attend their 6th production of Hitching a Ride on the Glory Train. That'll be next Tuesday, the 23rd at 2 p.m. It's a production that takes a comedic look at how people interpret their own personal behavior. That could be really funny. And it focuses on convictions of the soul. That's funny too. It is infused with a hearty dose of gospel music performed by the award-winning Songbirds. This production will have you tapping your toes and clapping your hands and snapping your fingers and oh boy. And perhaps even singing along. This again is on the 23rd of February at 2 p.m. That's a Tuesday afternoon. Hitching a Ride on the Glory Train. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Since you mentioned Black History Month,
Yeah.
this Saturday, the Wayne County Museum is having a Black History Quiz Bowl.
Oh yeah.
And it's for Wayne County 6th through 8th graders. It starts at 12 o'clock, and it's held at the Wayne County Museum, which is on 116 North William Street.
116 North William Street. And we got that note from Chris Lawson, I believe, who's doing a great
Yes.
job over there at the museum, keeping everything running. And they've done this Black History Bowl, Quiz Bowl for several years now. I'm not sure they've had it before at the museum, but how appropriate is that to have it at the Wayne County Museum?
Yep.
And it's a lot of fun. I love quiz bowls. I love quiz bowls. You know, they got the only one I know of running right now is the Brain Game on Channel 5. That's on Saturdays. But I remember Alan Ludden used to do the College Bowl, and that was so serious. People took that thing seriously. And it was a similar type of television program. Of course, Alan Ludden, the late husband of Betty White, he's passed away now, but he sure did a great job on that. He did a great job on that. He really did. Anyway, moving on now. We've got, what do you have there? You have something else?
I can just mention that Board of Elections is still needing poll workers for the election that's coming up in March, which is the early voting
Okay.
starts.
All right.
And you can contact the Board of Elections at 731-1411.
That's exactly right. Did you know that there were approximately, or just almost 200,000 black soldiers who served in the Civil War in the Union Army between 1862 and 65? And there were another 60,000 who served in the Confederacy. Now, 5 regiments based in North Carolina were made up of former slaves, runaway slaves, free men, doctors, ministers, and tradesmen. So you can actually come and hear their stories at the senior centers from local historian Geraldine Lee.
Carolyn.
Yeah, Geraldine Lee, our friend Geraldine. Now she'll also, and I've heard her presentation, and it is fantastic. She'll also share over 100 pictures of black soldiers, sailors, and officers who served during the Civil War. And the presentation will be held at the Peggy M. Seeger Senior Center. That will be, I want to cut this out. It was last week.
Dag, Wayne.
I misread it. All right. What time does the clock say there?
3:58.
All right. Put a note on this next to WT whatever to edit at 3:30.
Okay.
Edit at 3:30.
Just ball it up and throw it away. You know, it's not even got into that. Well, it's after lunch, but. Dag.
Hey.
Right?
Damn.
You're
course I
surprised.
Of course I did. Just call me Michael Jackson.
You mean Jordan?
Oh yeah, him too. Okay.
Oh my. Lord have mercy. We got to end this one.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
All right, we're going to pick this up. Is it still running? Okay. Let it continue in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want to go back to the calendar here. I got to tell you something that happened a long time ago. Right after airplanes caught on, and there were airplanes flying all over the place. Back in the early 1900s, this would have been in the 1920s 20s, I believe, the late 20s or early 30s. For the first time ever, a cow was put aboard a plane and milked in the air.
Wayne.
I don't know why, but they did it. It's true. True story. And it was made, and they made a note of it. It happened on February 18th, a long time ago. Well, see, back then, airplanes were new. It was a new phenomenon, and they were trying everything. I mean, they were flying upside down. People were falling out. There was all kinds of stuff going on. So anyway, today is also Eat Ice Cream for Breakfast Day. Now, let me tell you something. That's my kind of day. Ooh, yeah. It's also National Drink Wine Day, but we're not going to go there, okay? Pluto Day. Today is Pluto Day. And all of a sudden, Pluto has come into prominence because we've had a satellite go by there recently. And people are beginning to take interest in Pluto again, although Pluto has become a subplanet. Yeah, I don't think that's fair necessarily, but that's what happened. Anyway, are we done for today?
I think we're done.
I think we're done too. I know I'm done. Anyway, I am done. We're going to do this again tomorrow. I don't know why, but we'll do it again tomorrow. For some reason, we'll be here at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Hope you are right there. So until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
I'm Pat Garner.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.